Hello, welcome again to the Federal. The back-to-back employment issues at two IT companies in Kerala have triggered a much larger debate, one that goes well beyond the fate of a few hundred employees. It has brought two issues into sharp focus: the growing impact of artificial intelligence on white-collar jobs and the protections or lack of them under India's new labor codes. Within days of each other, nearly 800 employees of US-based healthcare technology company CorroHealth were laid off, while Kochi headquartered startup Talrop announced the closure of 21 companies within its ecosystem, leaving more than 300 employees struggling to recover months of unpaid salaries. Although the two companies have taken very different paths, both have pointed directly or indirectly to the disruptive impact of artificial intelligence. Talrop has openly acknowledged that AI has fundamentally altered the technology landscape. The company says its decade-old ecosystem model has become financially unsustainable, requiring an annual expenditure of nearly 100 crore rupees. It has now shut down 21 companies and announced a complete restructuring under what it calls Talrop 7.0, moving away from its community-driven model towards institution-led projects. CorroHealth's case is slightly different. The company operates in medical coding and healthcare analytics, one of the sectors witnessing rapid AI adoption. AI-powered medical coding tools are increasingly automating work that was once carried out manually, and the company has reportedly cited business restructuring as the immediate reason behind the layoffs. But the workers have another story to tell. Several employees claim the retrenchment was not merely about AI or restructuring. They allege that it was a retaliatory move after some workers approached the Labor Department and Labor courts over workplace-related grievances. While CorroHealth has not publicly responded to these allegations, they have become a central argument in the employees' campaign. The controversy has also opened up another debate, one over India's new labor codes. CorroHealth has reportedly relied on provisions of the Industrial Relations Code to justify the retrenchment. The company is understood to have argued that establishment employing fewer than 300 workers can retrench employees without prior government approval. However, both the employees and the Kerala government strongly dispute this position. To begin with, Kerala has not yet implemented the new labor codes. The state continues to be governed by the Kerala Shops and Commercial Establishment Act and other existing labor laws. Secondly, workers argue that CorroHealth's Kerala operations together employ well over 300 people. They allege that the company has treated its Kochi and Kozhikode facilities as separate establishments to bring the employee strength below the statutory threshold. If that argument is accepted, the company cannot even claim the exemption available under the Industrial Relations Code. In other words, the allegation is that CorroHealth is using a labor code that is not yet operational in Kerala, and even under that code, relying on a legal exemption that may not actually apply. The Kerala government has now stepped in. Labour Minister Bindu Krishna has said the company failed to follow mandatory legal safeguards, including advance notice and the last in first out principle governing the retrenchment. The government has directed CorroHealth to retain as many employees as possible and accommodate others through transfers wherever feasible. The company has also been asked to appear before the Labor Department on 20th July and furnish documents supporting its legal position. The minister has warned that if the company refuses to cooperate, the state is prepared to initiate legal proceedings. Kerala is also expected to take up the issue with the union government. On the ground, the issue has rapidly acquired political significance. Left-affiliated organizations, particularly the DYFI, have launched campaigns and protests mobilizing the affected employees and portraying the dispute as the first major test of the union government's labour reforms in Kerala. Meanwhile, Talrop employees have approached labour authorities across Ernakulam, Thiruvananthapuram, and Kannur districts, alleging that salaries have remained unpaid for periods ranging from 4 to 11 months. Labour officials say the company initially responded to departmental intervention but later stopped cooperating as complaints mounted, forcing many employees to move to the labour court. Together, the CorroHealth and Talrop episodes expose two realities confronting India's technology workforce. One is technological disruption. Artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming industries like medical coding, software services, and digital products, compelling companies to rethink their workforce requirements. The other is legal uncertainty. As new labor codes gradually replace older labor protections, disputes over retrenchment, employee rights, and corporate obligations are likely to become more frequent. The fate of the CorroHealth workers will therefore be watched far beyond Kerala. It may become one of the first major tests for how multinational companies interpret India's labor reforms, how state governments respond, and whether workers retain meaningful protection in an economy increasingly shaped by automation and artificial intelligence.